Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Now the news at 6 starts with breaking news.
Conservative activist and author Charlie Kirk has died after being shot in the neck this afternoon. The news was announced by President Donald Trump not long ago.
And we know Kirk was at Utah Valley University for an event today. One person was taken into custody, but officers say they believe that person is not the suspected shooter. But take a look here. Police say Kirk was under this tent to host a debate for Turning Point USA. Videos on social media show Kirk getting shot in the neck once. Officials say he was rushed to the hospital where he later died.
And something to note, the event caused some controversy on campus. An online petition called on the university to bar Kirk from coming to campus. Utah Valley declined to cancel the event and cited the First Amendment. Again, police say they have not arrested the shooter, and we do not know if police suspect any specific person at this point to be the shooter. We'll keep you updated as the investigation develops.
And also developing right now out of Colorado, we're following breaking reports of at least 3 teens in critical condition after a shooting at a high school. Authorities say that also includes the suspected shooter. Calls came in just before 12:30 to Evergreen High School, and that's about 30 miles west of Denver. More than 100 law enforcement officers were on scene to clear the school room by room. At this time, we don't know yet what led to that shooting or how the suspected shooter was shot. The sheriff's office says it believes no officers fired any shots. We'll keep you updated on what we learn. And this evening, a teenager is recovering after being stabbed in the torso in Bloomfield earlier this afternoon. Police say the 18-year-old boy was hurt during what they call a disturbance of some kind on Revere Drive. Now, that's right next to Bloomfield High School. Investigators did not go into more detail, but they did say that disturbance involved multiple men. They also say the teen was stabbed repeatedly, and they found blood at the scene. The hospital, however, says he won't need surgery and will recover. Police have not announced any arrests, but say they're still investigating.
Well, the search is still on for the driver who hit a high school student who was riding his bike to school. It happened yesterday in West Hartford, and the student was pedaling to Hall High School. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle talked to parents in West Hartford who say they can't believe it happened.
Police say the Hall High School student was hit early Tuesday morning by Albany Ave and Lindy Lane. Now police are searching for the driver who they say just drove away.
I have 2 daughters that are older than high school, but you can't even imagine for a parent what they're going through.
The West Hartford community is sending their best wishes to the Hall High School student who was hit by a car that drove off. As of Wednesday morning, the search is on for the driver who's responsible. Police say they drove off in a dark-colored SUV or hatchback that drove from the scene east on Albany Avenue.
We were very, very cautious, but yeah, we felt a little bit in trouble at times. Some cars don't really respect the speed limit around here.
For Matthew Morrison, the incident hits close to home. He and his young daughter were riding their bikes down Albany Avenue a couple of days ago. He says the ride can be tense.
She's only 7. We felt a little bit nervous, but we took the sidewalk. I think for the most part, people are pretty respectful, folks that live in the area. There are a lot of people that are commuting here, and they're not respectful, kind of to, some young kids that may be around on a walk or on a bike ride. And that's kind of what you worry about, is just those few cases.
First responders took the student to the hospital, and he's expected to be okay. West Hartford Public School Superintendent Paul Vachinas sent out a statement saying in part, quote, "The safety and well-being of our children is our highest priority. With school back in session, there is increased pedestrian, cyclist, bus, and commuter traffic. I urge all members of our community to do their part in ensuring safety by practicing careful driving, being attentive to road conditions, and always watching for children and pedestrians at crosswalks, bus stops, and intersections." Tuesday's incident is serving yet another reminder for drivers to slow down and pay attention.
My heart's out for the kid and the family. Having 2 little young ones right here, can't only imagine what they're going through. So
It's unfortunate that there's still accidents like yesterday, but I'm glad people always pay attention to it and try to do something about it.
Now, West Hartford police are asking for your help. They say if you saw anything or know anything about the crash, you should give them a call. In West Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
Thank you, Glenn. And Connecticut police want you to be on the lookout right now for two men who officers say were involved in a carjacking and police chase. Police say this all started around 10:30 this morning in Branford. Someone called 911 and said two men drove up to his condo, and that caller said one man got out and stole his BMW. He then says the men then drove off in separate cars. Police say multiple departments went after the suspects. During the chase, police say one of the cars crashed near the Berlin-Meriden line on the Berlin Turnpike. Officers located the other suspect's car in Naugatuck. Again, police are still looking for both suspects.
A fight in New Haven ended with one man in the hospital and another under arrest. Police say 53-year-old Shervain St. Louis stabbed a 38-year-old man during an argument on Sylvan Avenue. The victim is expected to survive. Officers say St. Louis also pulled out a gun before they arrived and took him into custody. He now faces multiple charges, including assault and threatening. His bond is set at $300,000. Back here in Connecticut tonight, students in Branford now say a new phone-free policy is unfair and unsafe. This is the first school year students are required to lock all personal devices, phones, smartwatches, even AirPods, in a yonder pouch for the whole day before they could use their devices outside of class time. The district says it's about cutting down on distractions, but students and parents disagree. An online petition now has nearly 300 signatures.
My son also has severe anxiety. So when he's in these down classes, what he likes to do is listen to music, unwind, try to get his head back together again before he goes into his next class.
Now, in the petition, students are not asking to get rid of Branford's new policy entirely, but they want to, quote, a policy that balances classroom focus with student safety. Students say they deserve immediate access to their families or 911 in emergencies. But in Branford Public Schools policy, the district says when students use cell phones in these situations, it can distract them from directions from staff and first responders. The new school board meeting is September 17th, where parents and students plan to speak up. Well, Governor Ned Lamont is ordering flags across Connecticut to half-staff tomorrow in remembrance of the victims of 9/11. The tribute honors the nearly 3,000 lives lost, including 161 with ties to Connecticut. Flags will be lowered at the state capitol and at all state buildings. The governor is also asking schools, businesses, towns, and anyone else who has a flag to do the same. The Pearl Harbor Memorial Bridge in New Haven, better known as the Q Bridge, will shine red, white, and blue today and tomorrow night. It's a way to honor the victims, remember the heroes, and reflect on the unity shown in the days after the attacks.
And Meriden will hold its annual 9/11 remembrance tomorrow morning at City Hall. That ceremony begins at 8:30 a.m. and retired Fire Lieutenant Danny Torres will be one of the featured speakers. Torres served nearly 34 years in the Meriden Fire Department and says he's proud to honor the lives lost that day. Other local leaders will also speak, and an American flag that once flew over Ground Zero will be raised to half-staff.
And Wallingford will hold its 9/11 remembrance ceremony tomorrow night in front of Town Hall. The ceremony is scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. South Main Street will close at 5:30 between Center and Prince Streets and stay closed until about 7. Organizers encourage locals to plan ahead and join the community in paying tribute. West Haven will also mark 24 years since 9/11 tomorrow night. The city will hold a flag raising at 6:30 at Bradley Point Park, followed by a candlelight vigil at 7 at the 9/11 Memorial on Rock Street. City leaders, police, and fire officials will speak, and students will sing patriotic songs. West Haven flags will also fly at half-staff in tribute.
Well, if you drive around the state, you know the frustration of hitting potholes or bumpy roads. And now town leaders across Connecticut know the challenge of keeping up with repairs. A new round of state funding aims to help communities stay ahead on maintenance. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules explained what that means for towns like Newington.
The town of Newington has 112 miles of road and more than 60,000 cars passing through here daily. With some new funding, they're hoping to continue upkeep construction on their heavily traveled roadways.
Some of the roads are terrible. Others are good, some are terrible, especially the side roads.
John Finn travels through Newington often. He's glad to hear about the money headed to the town and others like it to repair roads across the state. This increase to the Town Aid Road Grant Program will be 33% year over year. In Newington, the Town Aid Road funding will jump from about $412,000 to nearly $558,000. That money will help towns with paving roads, maintenance, and safety operations.
A lot more preventative maintenance than letting things fall apart, mill it down, and completely redo it.
Garrett Eucalito, the State Transportation Commissioner, says preventative maintenance is key to maintaining local roads. He says the additional funding will also help towns better respond to storms.
We have these wild swings where long droughts without precipitation and then a huge dump of precipitation all at once. And this will allow highway departments and public works departments to be more responsive to those unpredictable weather events.
The town of Newington tries to pave at least 5 miles of road per year. Thanks to the new funding, John Trister, the mayor of Newington, says they'll now be able to pave more roads and better upkeep ones they've already treated.
You have a tremendous amount of traffic in the state, and we like having people come through our businesses, and it's good for our community, so it's very, very important that we maintain the roads at the highest level possible so that we can keep that going.
As construction crews continue work throughout the town, CTDOT is asking drivers to slow down and move over in work zones to protect workers. In Newington, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.